Jezza Jod, welcome to Camera Conversations, optimised by Pure Sport. We ready, boys?
Yep.
All right. Thanks for having us.
Yeah, it's class to have you guys on. And nowadays, I guess people see you playing these big venues, Hi Ibiza, NRG in Tenerife, the SEC's coming up, the Hydro. But let's go back to you guys becoming DJs together and first sort of starting out. What was that like?
Well, I guess it started during COVID. I think everybody was bored.
I had nothing else to do, really, man.
I bought myself a set of wee decks, like wee tiny ones, sort of teaching myself in the bedroom, and then we started doing sort of raves, like outdoor sort of raves during COVID. And because me and Jod, when we went to gaffs, like we'd always be the ones connected to the tunes.
Give the boys the AUX.
So it was us two like passing the phone back and forward.
So when he got a set of decks, he was kind of doing it for a bit, and then I went and got myself a set of decks. This is when restrictions were still up. We're going to Pirate Studio a few times, just kind of learning.
Like what, rent it by the hour or something?
Aye. I was just going up with him. He knew how to DJ and stuff, so it was teaching me.
Aye.
Kind of taught ourselves, but we both learned how to DJ, and then that's when we started.
At the time, I think we thought we could DJ,
raves.
but I think looking back at it now, we're probably shocking.
It wasn't DJing, but
we'd never get
some sort of
DJing.
DJing.
But we started doing the raves, and then when the clubs started opening back up, we get asked to play at one of the clubs in the town, Nomad, on a Monday night.
Oh yeah, near Central.
Yeah.
It's gone now, isn't it?
It's closed. It's Kitty O'Shea's or something now, I think.
He was like, do you want to come play? We're opening on a Monday night. That was when like all the clubs were really busy because they were just opening back up. So
yeah, people were like hungry for that night out again.
We were like, fuck it, and then so we announced it, and I think we sold out.
It was like 250 people.
250
The
people
first
every Monday
first Monday.
for about 3-4 months or something.
3-4 months.
And then we get moved to a Friday, and then just since then, I think we just sort of, we already had that respect from people because we were the ones throwing parties during COVID, and then fast forward, and then everybody's like, oh, that's those boys that threw parties during COVID.
They were kind of doing these like,
following, you know?
The party started, like we went camping one night during COVID, just up the hills, just to a tent, a gazebo. He brought his decks and a speaker. It was just a few years. It was like maybe like 10 years or something, or maybe 15, I don't know how many. And we just kind of, it ended up turning into like a wee mini rave type of thing, and then we were like, we need to do this again. So we just, from there on, we just like went to different wee venues, like wee secret venues, and just put on these parties, and they just get bigger and bigger.
Yeah, how were you promoting those? Just the fact that you guys were doing
just word of mouth, man. Like,
it was just like Snapchat. Like we'd never like post advertisements or anything. Like it was just our pals.
You probably get done for that. What was it back then? Like different restrictions, gatherings under 3 and all that sort of stuff. Everyone couldn't even stand up at the tables in bars and talk to the next table because you were meant to be in your.
It was only in
bubble.
Scotland that they stopped background music because in case you spoke too loud or something.
That was it. If you speak too loud, it'll spread the virus faster, mate. We never go back to that, mate. It's fucking crazy, man. But I know one of the stories from talking to Doco at the gym was about you guys lugging stuff up the Humphrey.
Yeah.
Was that one of the big parties?
That was the biggest one we done. That was the last one and the biggest one we done. We had 400 people come up. It was like roughly about 400 people, but like we done it proper. Like we brought scaffolding and stuff up. Like my pal had the Surons. Have you seen the wee bike? Yeah. We like attached things onto the back end. He was just driving right up.
Wee buggies, and we went in like the middle of the night. It was like a wee secret mission. We parked halfway up the hill, and then we all had to get the stuff out the back rapid because there was like a house near the bottom, and like we didn't want them to see us. Obviously, we're all like, we've got wheelbarrows and all that. It's
all black clothing, balaclavas on.
Look dodgy, but we were just wanting to throw a party. I mean, it was what everybody was wanting, wasn't it? So.
To be fair, it was worth it because we've ended up starting.
There's probably people from those days that still turn up and watch you, and it's about having those kind of loyal fan base. And I think you guys, wherever you travel, people go now.
There was one boy that came from Erskine, and he was just camping up there. So like he wasn't even like coming to the event or the rave, whatever you call it. He was just camping there and then ended up coming through because he heard the music. But he's kind of been working with us recently. The wee guy, the wee artist liaison. He was at the original Humphrey, and he's now like just doing some. What would you call it?
Artist liaison, sort of. Help me out at events, like organise event stuff. But like even as well, like
he's like an intern kind of. He's came on as like an intern.
Some of our friends now, like our best friends now, we weren't pals with them until that rave, and that's how we all met. Do you know what I mean? And now we still hang about with them. They still come and see us. I think that's what's helped us so much. That we've had a good, sort of loyal group of friends and friends of friends that just have came to everything since the start. Now probably don't come as much because they've all grown out a wee bit, but like they helped us get there from the start.
They were at every event, no matter what.
What were the origins of PRTY then, because there's 5 years, isn't there? There's Dylan Hutchie I've met at the gym, Doco, and then I bumped into Smitty when you boys were at Ibiza Airport when we were going back with our sunglasses on, looking a bit rough.
Under the weather, so I think we all just, I went to school with Hutchie.
I went to school with Smitty and Doco.
And then
so we
were always just the last ones left that were up for organising a party. Do you know what I mean?
We were the scumbags.
The DJs.
The 5 of us like humping speakers down the next day and all that. It would be us.
Doing the stuff that nobody really wanted to do, because like at first we were all just doing it for our pals, but we were the one that were actually putting the work in to do it. And then we just thought, like, let's start something. Like,
it's literally like the graft period of building up an events business. Like, it'll never be done like that again because of
I know.
The circumstances, but people will still put on raves and stuff nowadays that aren't like at particular clubs. You guys were doing that kind of hard graft in a time when it was even harder to do.
Yeah, I know. I think a lot of people don't realise how much graft we have put in to get to the point where
compared to some of the event companies now, all they need to do is just book into Club 69 and then that's easy. Whereas we had to spend months going up the humping speakers and all that. Do you know what I mean?
We get noticed and asked to do a show in Time Event Space. I don't know where that was. It was just at the bottom of St Enoch Centre.
It used to be called Fury Murray's. I don't know if you've ever heard of it, but that was the first place. What was the capacity of that? Was that 250 as well?
250 or something. They asked us to do something. We're like, right, let's start taking this seriously.
Yeah, it's almost like you sort of proved yourself doing it like from the ground up. So when you got a venue, we're like, oh, this is quite easy. We actually just turn up and play.
So that was just sold out.
The first one was just a headline, just Jezza Jod headline, but it was PRTY, like a party event. So PRTY presents Jezza Jod, and this 250 capacity, we sold that out as well. And then just for there, man, we were just selling every show out basically.
Has it always been linear progress, or have there been points where maybe it's been like a bit of a stumbling block to push to the next level?
I think for the first like 2 or 3 years, that was just constantly just sell out after sell out. Like, we never really sort of struggled with selling tickets or anything. But I think maybe the start of this year was quite a tough time for us. Like with the stuff that happened to SWG3, we couldn't do our events at SWG3 anymore. We had like a few shows booked. Like, we had about 10 shows booked in, and we had to reschedule them all. So that was like obviously our brand took it because everybody's like, oh, why are these shows getting cancelled? We had to cancel a show.
As we were talking about the comments earlier on, every single comment and like post
was negative at that point
towards us, as if we were the blame. But
you've got so much goodwill though, because I think people can see you building in public. I was talking to you guys last night on WhatsApp about the YouTube channel, and it's that kind of raw behind the scenes look at a group of 5 mates that are building something really cool. And there's always going to be ups and downs, but the fact you maybe you've got each other to bounce off hopefully makes that easier.
It does. Like, we don't really take any of it personally. Like, there's 5 so it doesn't bother us. Like the hate and stuff, it's just trying to get them back on your side. You know what I mean?
It's like we've got a good relationship with each other. Like, we always just wind each other up. It's never too serious in the office. I think it's important for us as well, because like a lot of people in our scene, like promoters and stuff, they are all the older people and that. So they've been doing this for years. I mean, we're just 5 wee fannies that have just came onto the scene. Do you know what I mean? And but like it's important that we don't take it too seriously. Like there's times to take it seriously, and there's times to just
like the reason we do the YouTube channels and all that is just to show that we're not just like a brand. Like, we're kind of trying to build a community. Like, when you do the YouTube, it gets people to think like they know you and stuff like that. Like, and they're kind of like
it's connection, mate, 100%. And we were chatting about one of the talks that I gave for sales coaching. The fact that when I turned on the tap for sales coaching and to work with me, I had people that had been listening for 3-4 years that felt they knew me through all the conversations I have with my guests, some of the solo ones that I've done. And I think you build that connection and they see you're a real person. Whereas I think if you are this brand that's maybe miles and miles away from somebody, almost distant,
like,
it's
you don't
hard
even
to
know
connect.
the owners or like your silent partners or something. It's hard to connect.
Yeah.
These days, it feels like every brand is shouting about how supplements are the answer to everything and all your problems. Before you jump on the latest wellness trend, it's worth remembering the foundations and basics come first. Hydration, good nutrition, rest, movement are the real keys. When you do decide to supplement, however, what you choose really does matter. You know I'm a big fan of removing toxins and unnecessary things from your lifestyle, and I ensure that my supplements are free from additives, artificial flavors, and any unnecessary, dirty, toxic fillers. Personally, having seen many professional athletes and top top performers utilize their products, I decided to give Pure Sport supplements a go. Their products are built on science-backed information, minimal ingredients, and they do exactly what they're meant to. Whether it's their best-selling ultra electrolytes to keep you hydrated and energized, their deep magnesium to support with quality sleep, or even their natural testosterone-boosting Tonka Ali, I trust that what they make is developed to care for me and my body. Explore the full range of Pure Sport supplements at the link in the show notes, puresport.co, and use the code CAMBRO10 for 10% off.
How do you guys structure everything across PRTY then? There's 5 of you. How do you split the duties up? Who does what?
We've all got our own wee individual jobs, don't we?
So I kind of take the lead in like booking well, we all agree on what DJs we want to book, but I email them back and forward and stuff. Doco takes care of the sort of like advancing logistics, so all the flights, travel, hotels and stuff.
That techno bus that you had as well.
Yeah,
I saw him buying that bus.
Doco's a part of Johnny, and he does all like the hard, like, I don't know, like the graft stuff, like stuff.
He's got
the hands-on stuff.
energy though, doesn't he? So like that's perfect for him.
Doco's get really sort of it's always dead positive. Do you know what I mean? It's
like when it comes to the festival, he's pure trying to design stuff and design stages and all that. He's good that way. Like with the bus, he done the bus up himself.
I mean, that's so unique.
Yeah.
Like how many people are playing out of a bus that's like rocking when you're playing it?
Yeah, I know.
But he also does the advancing and logistics, so he books like all the flights and all that for all the artists that are coming over.
Okay,
and
class.
then Hutchie does sort of like the agency side of things. So we've got our own artists. Like when people inquire about them, he deals with all that side of things.
How cool does that feel to maybe bring your own artists that are getting their first start? Because you guys are still new in the game in the grand scheme of things, but you're maybe giving others a chance to kick on too.
That's what's important. Somebody took a chance on us and gave us our first gig on, so it's good to support the sort of up and coming artists, especially around Scotland. You know,
what's the scene like in Scotland just now?
It's hard. It's tough, man, but it's like I don't think there's many places in the world that you'll see some of the biggest DJs in the world like weekend after weekend. Like there's all sorts of genres that hard. We do the sort of harder stuff. There's Fly that do the house stuff. Like every weekend there's loads of stuff on. There's so many options. Obviously it's a wee bit probably oversaturated the amount of events on, but
some of the best venues as well. We've got the Arches, well that's maybe closing down that platform. And then Sub Club and stuff like that as well, SWG Free.
I kind of missed the first round of the Arches when I was younger. It was kind of like, I kind of wasn't so into house then. And then when it reopened for platform, I went and saw Dom Dollar there, and it was really good. And then I've seen the one that you guys played like face to face in there.
That's the best gig we've ever played.
The best one, John.
100%.
That's our probably favourite one.
Aye, that's my favourite.
Why do you think it was?
Just the energy in the room, and
I think because it was a new venue to our crowd, but everybody's like, wow, this is. It is really.
It's iconic as well, isn't it?
It's really
and then
iconic.
doing that face to face, like that's challenging, like DJing that way. So you need to be locked in, like focused the full time.
Talk to me about the skill element there, because if you're back to back, which you guys always are, you can maybe read the person easier. How would you explain that?
I've got 2 CDJs and a mixer, and he's got 2 CDJs and a mixer, and then like when I'm bringing a track in, he needs to bring his track out.
So we need to like look at each other like right now. And
so
have you got any hand signals you give?
I
can't remember. One was like this or something, and then there was a few ones we tried.
It's like sign language.
But like because we've been DJing for years, like, we've got good chemistry, so we do and just know each other. Like
did that come from the start then? Did you guys just click?
Yeah,
I think so. We've been best pals.
I was thinking about that. I remember we went down to PRTY Festival, and we were in the hotel room after it, and the two of us were standing on top of a chair, either side of the TV. There was like visuals on the telly, right, and there was about 20 people in the room all dancing.
Lights off,
lights off at like 4 in the morning or something, and we're just passing the phone back and forward, 1 tune each. That's where I remember that sort of first like
both of us doing that together.
So
I think when it's that innocent and that raw, it's got legs to it. Whereas if it was more contrived and you were like, oh, he's going places, and you kind of gravitated, but it was more just like you loved it and you had fun with it, and you were like, right, let's do something with this.
It never started like, we never had the goal straight away. It's like, oh, we're going to become DJs. It was just like, let's just do this. Like, it's fun. Do you know what I mean? It's just a hobby. And then obviously as it progressed, it's turned into something.
Yeah. Were there any moments where you were like, we need to take this more seriously, or this has got something that could go somewhere?
I think it's just when we got, after the illegal raves and we got the thing with Nomad, I think we kind of realised that we've got a demand for us here, so
and then it's
capitalise on it.
A lot of people start producing and making tunes before they start DJing, but we started DJing before we started making tunes. So like we've got this platform, and then we've no get any tunes, so it's like, right, we need to get in the studio.
Because we got to a stage where we just didn't really move. We just kind of stayed at the same level because we never had tunes.
No, you're never going to get like, really
outside like your own songs on Spotify or SoundCloud.
You're not going to grow as a DJ if you don't have your own music.
We'll only be stuck.
That's how you get noticed in like different countries and all over the world. So we had to sit and go into the studio and work. But it can take like probably just like in the last year or two that I've been confident with the tunes I've been making. It takes like 3 years to properly get good.
Is that almost like without? I'm not super musical, but it's like knowing your sound and knowing what you want to cause with that sound.
It's just what direction we want to go in, what sort of type of DJs we want to play alongside and stuff like that. It's a tough decision to make.
I feel like we're still trying to figure it out, aren't we? Like we're not 100% sure what direction we're going to go in. Just continuing to do what we're doing, mind you, but
it's still early.
I think with us as well, like we've never been a specific genre. Like, there's loads of different genres that we've just played what we think sounds good. Like
or like we'll play for the whatever promoter books us, we'll play for that kind of style or whatever country we're in. So it does always change. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So almost like catering to what the crowd want to hear as well. We went to see Eric Pritz at Warehouse Project maybe like 2023, and like I was a bit frustrated. Like I listen to Opus all the time when I'm working, and he maybe played like 2 tracks from that, and he's a bit unwilling to play the songs that the crowd want to hear. In fact, there was a video that went viral on Instagram where he did play Call On Me, and he never plays it. I think it was like the first time in like 10 years he's played it live, and the crowd are going wild. I mean, I'm never going to be a DJ, but if I'm thinking about me behind the decks, I want the crowd to have that feeling. So I'd play that every week or every set.
Like in the UK, the crowd like edits, like songs that they know and stuff. But we played in Madrid.
It's more like
a few weeks ago,
and stuff like that.
And they wanted to hear new music, things they hadn't heard before. Do you know what I mean? So we started playing edits, and it wasn't really going down well. So we just started playing like our unreleased tracks that people had never heard, and it started getting a good reaction and stuff. So
how do you judge that in the crowd? Are you just watching to see?
You can just see like the reactions. You can see them. They'll dance a bit more or whatever. Like, it's quite easy to tell when you play a good track.
I missed out Smiddy. What's his role in the team?
So we just opened the pizza shop. So he's like the manager of the pizza shop. He was also the manager of Tempo, the nightclub that we own, but he just gave that up to just focus on the pizza shop now. So
it's cool, all the different arms you guys have built out. What made you open up the nightclub?
I think we realised that like obviously it's not going to last forever, like what the industry we're in, but just having like sort of another form of income or like
we were making quite good money off the events and stuff like that, so we thought like let's try and invest it rather than just blow it. Do you know what I mean?
Future proofing ourselves.
Get a new car. Let's get a nightclub.
I know.
Go to Ibiza.
Well, that's going to happen anyway. You guys are going to get flown there now, so it's kind of going to feed itself in that respect. It's funny because so many nightclubs are closing down. There's a guy called Sasha Ward. He actually used to own Warehouse Project. He just sold it. And he's talking about how many nightclubs are closing down on a weekly basis in the UK, and the culture's maybe shifting away from people going like what we would call out in Scotland.
See, like clubbing, like it's not really a thing anymore in Glasgow. Obviously, you've got your Kong, you've got your Wonder Bar, and that's busy. But like your Manukas and stuff like that, it's just not as busy.
That used to be cushioned, didn't it? Yeah,
cushion.
So much quieter now.
You'd always go to like shimmy.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
you don't do that anymore. Like people don't go out at the weekends really, unless they go to like events.
I just want to go to events now, like go see. The music scene's got a lot bigger. Like they want to go see their favourite DJ instead of going and seeing a commercial like club DJ every weekend.
Yeah, and just hearing the pop tunes that have been maybe remixed a wee bit. Whereas they're going to see somebody that's going to like put out a particular kind of music, whether it's techno, whether it's house, whether it's Afro house. They're like they can go and pick.
But that's the thing, because in Glasgow there's so many events on. Like they don't need to go clubbing all the time. They just wait for the next event because it'll be probably like
you're marking the diary like a wee circle around. He's on this date. I want to go there. I get that, but it's cool you reinvest in. I think like you were joking like 5 fannies that just got together and had fun. But the business mind to it, you can see the different avenues you've got. So the merch, and we'll definitely talk about that. The events, you guys playing yourselves and kind of getting paid for DJing, and then actually a bricks and mortar venue that's generating cash on a regular basis.
I read like during COVID when I was wanting to get out my 9-to-5 job, I read that the average millionaire has 7 different streams of income. So I've always just got in my head like we need to just keep like opening new businesses or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
See, with this being a self-development podcast, obviously people always talk about like different books they've read and different things have had an impact. One of the things I always like rail against is people being like, read a book a week or read a book a month, and like they're almost bragging about the number they've read. Whereas the guys that I respect the most are the ones that have read like 1 or 2 books and taken something that's like changed their life or their outlook off the back of it. And like for me, it's like books like Atomic Habits or
I've actually just started reading that Atomic Habits. Just I needed a wee book for when I was in the sauna, 'cause I hate just sitting in the sauna. Do you know what I mean? I need one.
You're fighting with your brain, aren't you?
But whereas if I'm reading, it's been helping me a wee bit. I started reading that the other week.
So that book that you've read, immediately you're like, right, we need to diversify the business. So it's had an impact. Whereas somebody could be flexing on you and be like, oh, well, during lockdown, I read 20 books. And you're like, what did you do off the back of any of those books? And if they can't name something, then it's just, we call it intellectual masturbation. It's just pointless. Like, you're doing the real thing. You've read something, you've actioned it straight away off the back of it.
I'm not a big reader, but I like sort of listening to podcasts. Like George Heaton. Do you know George Heaton?
Yeah, from Represent.
I like listening to his stuff, man. He's good.
It's like business minded. I think we're so lucky nowadays to access the information we've got. Like growing up for me, like you would have had to like pay to go to a seminar, pay to go to an event, or pay to buy the book. Whereas now we can listen for 60 minutes to whoever you want.
Well, you're doing something else
on somebody's podcast. Like you stack the kind of the self-development stuff with when you're going to be doing your normal life anyway.
Yeah, definitely.
The pizza restaurant, right? Banging pizza. That's the kind of next arm and the kind of next move. Like, where did that come from? Because it doesn't necessarily correlate with the DJ brand.
So I've been working in the studio with a guy called Stephen Kirkwood. He's a big trance DJ, and he's got a Banging Pizza. He's got the franchise, so he owns Banging Pizza down in Dumbarton. And then one of our pals that we do tempo with was saying that there's a unit freebase that's came up on Cobaby Road. It's perfect right across
the one next to the big roundabout, isn't it?
That's good.
And he's like, it's a rent we could do. I think it was me and Smitty were like, why don't we open that Banging Pizza? Because it's one of the best pizzas that I've tried. And there's not really a good pizza shop in Clydebank, so just went for
opportunity knocks, have your shoes on.
Because I know that Stephen Kirkwood as well, it was quite smoothly, do you know what I mean?
I think as well there's a good connection between, they've got tunes on in the shop, but there's a good connection between the music and food, do you know what I mean? So I don't know if you've seen big Stephen Gall, the Scottish Donny.
Yes.
So it's him, he's involved in it as well. So,
is he? Right, cool.
So, it's funny, so there's 3 Banging Pizza shops. Stephen Kirkwood owns it. And then we've got the one in Clydebank, and the one in Johnston's owned by a guy called Scott McFarlane, who used to be a DJ, used to own Platform Festival.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
So it's all, every like shop is owned by like a DJ or someone that's involved in the scene. It's quite funny.
I think as well, what we want to eventually do, we've not got around to it yet, but we want to like do DJ sets in the shop. I don't know if you've seen like Let Him Cook Radio or like stuff like that. So just like pizzas getting made in the background while we're DJing, it'd be quite a cool wee thing for just for all the artists that we bring over. Do you know what I mean? A wee bit of extra content, and
it's like a cool even do it before they go to SWG3 or they go to wherever you guys are playing.
And it's a live stream we can get in the YouTube channel, you know.
You've got so many things you're balancing. It's like the priority principle. So do the things that have the most impact, and for you guys, it's absolutely ripping at every event you go to. Whereas like you're like, oh, but this is in the background. And I guess that's why the team is valuable. Like, so one of the guys can take that on as a project and be like, let's get one of these live streams, or let's get somebody playing in. Go by roundabout, hands up.
I think the fact there's 5 ways is obviously helped so much. Like, there's 5 different people to do things, and like
until the 5 has got Ibiza, come back. Somebody needs to do a job.
Come back. Back to square one.
Yeah, it makes sense. So, Jod, I know you were working as a gas engineer, and Gio, you were still studying at uni when you were getting this started up. What was the tipping point to be able to be like, right, we can do this full time together?
Not really sure. You were at uni, so
I was at uni. Like I had an exam the Monday after one of the raves at the weekend, and my laptop get a drink spill over it and all that. It was a nightmare. I was just like, I can't keep doing this. I went back for my 5th year to try to get a master's, and I was just like,
I was civil engineering.
I was civil engineering, so it was a heavy going. And then we were out at the weekend, we were DJing, and I was just, my head just wasn't in it. I was like, I need to just focus all my energy into one thing. This is what I decided at that point. I was
at the time as well.
I was playing football as well.
You're playing for Thistle, because Mackenzie that goes to our gym, he was saying he used to know you from doing that.
I was playing for Thistle as well, so it was like playing football, out DJing at the weekends, and then studying during the week. Like, it was just all clashing too much, man. It was like
too many plates to spin. One's going to fall at some point and shatter.
And I think I never really, like, you just need to zone in on one thing and think, like, this is what I want to do. I'm going to go for it.
Because we used to have our meetings in the David Lloyd CDB business room. We used to always have it in there. And our graphics guy, Dylan Canlin, he does the merch and all that, so we took him on, and we were always having our meetings. And then a unit came up in Drumchapel, we call it the HQ, so that came up, we got that. I think we were all still working at that point. And then we spoke to like a financial advisor and an accountant, just to see like, look, when can we all go full time, basically, like, because we've got the money coming in, like, how can we like manage it? then it just got to the stage where we could afford to pay ourselves a wage.
There's always a tipping point, isn't there? And it's just about, some people are like, burn the boats and sack off everything I'm doing and go all in before it's ready. And other people need that little bit more reassurance. There's always different personality types. For me, it was all about, right, am I earning enough that can cover my salary, cover my mortgage, cover my car? Otherwise, but some people are like, nah, fuck it. If I've got 40 hours back, I'm just going to go all in on this and it'll go rapid.
My old manager as well, like he knew the script, so he was always quite flexible with what I was doing and stuff, and I think he always knew it was coming, that I was going to leave. So
you were DJing on a Monday night, man.
DJing on a Monday night, I couldn't play sober because it was like the first, it just started DJing, so I needed like to drink. And every Monday I'd play, would finish at 3. I'd get home at like 3:30, and then I'd have to get up at 7:30 for work at 8 o'clock.
Jumping in the van.
My tradesman used to hate me, man. It's funny. He never used to hate me, but he used to hate me on Tuesdays anyway because I'd always be off.
Yeah. You mentioned you couldn't play sober at the start. What's that like now? Are you able to turn up to an event and still deliver? Or
we've got better, haven't we? We used to just, I don't know if it was nerves or just like sometimes we feel like we play better when you're
I think it's like a confidence thing. Like I feel like I'm more myself when I've had a drink in me. Do you know what I mean? Like a bit more up for it.
But the difference is now we can probably just have a few beers or whatever. But whereas before we'd like drink and then after the show we'd just go and party for ages. You know what I mean? Because we'd like, I felt like every gig we done was like a milestone. So it was like, oh,
we need to go
to celebrate it. It makes sense.
But now we realise it's our job, innit?
We do most gigs sober, but I actually quite enjoy just having like a couple of beers and playing. Do you know what I mean? Nothing wild, but just
as soon as you get started on the vodkas, that's when it's game over.
So we've realised that we've got Coronas and we've got vodka and we've got Capri Suns on our rider. So the Coronas are if we're just wanting a couple of beers, just taking it easy. The vodkas if we're getting on it, and then the Capri Suns if we're just completely,
or if we're rough,
or if we're rough,
to top me back up and level you off. Yeah, it makes sense. And maybe in the future we'll get one of these in the rider as well. If it locks you in, John, we'll see how you get on.
See you see him start shaking.
Hopefully it doesn't.
You've been off the caffeine as well, so it maybe hit you like a train.
Might be good for a wee gig, but to pick me up.
Yeah, exactly. So when you're maybe getting started and you need that maybe almost Dutch courage from the booze, why is that? It just makes you, like you say, feel a bit looser and more able to perform.
I think as well, it's like sometimes you're playing in front of thousands of people. Do you know what I mean? And
it's nerve wracking sometimes.
But I think over the years we've got more confident. Obviously at the start we were probably not as confident in our ability, but now we realise we are.
See when you start DJing, and you're drinking every time. So then see when you do that first gig and you're not drinking, it's like, oh, it's
like your pre-match ritual's gone. Like a football and not getting to this warm up.
You forget that you get a sort of natural buzz off like adrenaline or like a crowd going nuts or like a tune. Like you forget you get that buzz if sometimes it gets taken away because you're drinking or whatever and you're mad at it. But
it always takes me, like when I'm sober, it always takes me like 2 tunes to get into it. I'm a bit shaky at first, and then when I'm sober and I've come into it a wee bit, then it's me fine like after a couple of tunes.
What's been the most nervous you've been before a gig?
That Dundee one. Remember I phoned you and I had to come into your room because I was that nervous.
Usually we get like a twin room so the two are in together, but that time we get two single rooms, and
it was before like Hannah Lang in the Caird Hall, which was like 2,000.
So that was like one of the biggest crowds we played to. It was like 2,200, and like we were sitting in our rooms ourselves, just like preparing our sets. Whatever enjoyed, just like FaceTime you.
I was just pacing up and down the room, sitting on the couch.
It was like, why come through? And came through. He was just sitting on the couch himself. I was like, we'll just sit together.
That was like one of the reason I wasn't drinking that night was just to prove to myself that look, I can do this. Well, it was a big venue, loads of people, 2,000 people. I'm just going to do this sober and make sure that I can do it. And I was fine when I was playing, but at first I was a bit nervous. See, just because there's like a good bit of time before we had to go and I'd finished my set and all that, so I just was like, what do I do now?
It was almost prepped, and it's that dead time where you get in your own head.
I know, and I was just overthinking that. I had to get him to come through and hold my hand.
It's good you've got each other from that perspective, because imagine you're playing yourself, it'd be a bit different.
100%. Sometimes I don't know how people like go up onto these stages themselves. Do you know what I mean? Like us two will go up and we'll start bamming each other up, like pretending like we're going to cut our tune out and all that. Do you know what I mean? Or like looping tracks.
I used to do that.
I don't do it anymore. But
what does the prep look like before an event? Like, what are you planning out? What are you thinking about?
We don't always really plan our sets, to be fair. See, because we go back to back, it's quite hard to plan. But just because we've been DJing for that long, we basically know what we're going to play and we know our style, we're mixing and stuff. So it's I just get my tunes, sort them into a playlist, and then
you get a rough idea what we want to play. But like, because we go back to back, I never know what he's going to play. Like, we can't really plan a set. It's like we just bounce off each other's energy, and like sort of. I think that's why our sets always get such good feedback, because it is just
quite natural.
off the cuff and just full of energy.
Are there any tunes that you're always like, I need to play this one, that you're always like, right, I want to drop this one?
We've got a new edit, MGMT Kids.
I've seen a video of this, but I've not seen it live.
We've played that in every set for the last couple of months. Anyway,
it's getting officially released, so we had to get the vocal redone, like re-sang. Can't remember the guy's name that done it, but it's getting re-sang, and it's getting brought out in a label soon. So
it's that intro into it that's so iconic as well.
Everyone knows it.
The wee beat comes in, like you can probably sense the crowd being like, they know what's coming next.
It's also good when you've got a melody that people can sing along to as well, because then the crowd are all just singing like that the wee intro you're talking about. It's good.
Yeah, exactly. And I know I've heard you say before, Jod, you've got 2 versions of Inner Bloom, that Rufus the Soul song.
They're not our edits, but just ones we play. So there's like a hard one, and then there's like a softer trancier one,
more melodic.
Just because we love that tune, so whatever.
Mate, the reaction to that song is always unreal. Like I've seen the videos where you guys drop that, and the crowd's just going absolutely total.
Like because we've started playing it quite a lot, every day just messages, "Oh, please play Inner Bloom, please play Inner Bloom." So we almost like feel sad, or we feel bad no playing it.
That's me, Derek Pritz. I'm like, bro, please play Call on Me, and he's just ghosted me. I'm in the request folder.
I know.
I saw Rufus the Soul in London in July, and it was outdoors, so sometimes you feel like it's not quite as intense, but it was like 25,000 people in a park, and Inner Bloom, the whole place just stopped because all their fans have got
the tattoos 546 or something.
Yeah, whatever time that the melody starts at, they've got that tattoo. And to be fair, like that moment, obviously a lot of people had their phones out, which I don't know. We can maybe talk about your opinion on that, but like the crowd just stopped, and it's those moments you go to raves or festivals or events for where the whole crowd's just like that total euphoria, just ready to enjoy it all together.
I've never seen him before, but it'd be good. I seen he just won the best live DJ of 2025. I don't know if it was DJ Mag or something.
Yeah, because they just closed Pasha in like the 10th of October or whatever, and I was looking at my diary, and I'd already been twice this summer. I was like, I can't do it again. I saw it in July, so I'm like, right, just behave yourself and see them next year.
Brilliant in Pasha, man. It'd be class.
Is that one of your favourite clubs out there?
I'd say Pasha.
Just the sound system in there is wild.
I like Amnesia.
Aye.
When you boys can be playing there? What is it? A goal?
One of my goals is to play at the Pyramid. It's called. They're promoters that do every Sunday in Amnesia, and they've got like this production. It's like just wee pyramids, but they come down. It's called Kinesis, and they move and all that. I would love to play in there, man. It'd be brilliant.
I've had some of the best nights of our lives in there, aren't we? Like Emil Ends, Dira Pagan, so good in there. So yeah, just something about that wee room that's just mental.
Yeah, I've only been to Amnesia once. It was a long time ago. I saw Eats Everything. Actually that's a lie. I've been twice. I saw Above and Beyond there as well. And I grew up listening to Above and Beyond in the gym. Like there was a guy called Z's that used to like do like kind of fitness influencing, like before it was popular. And he would always have those tracks over like his videos, like throwing down weights in the gym. And I'd always be like, what look like that guy? And then to see them live was just like unbelievable. But I've not been to Amnesia since. Maybe it's just been like the nights that I've been there, I've gone,
I think it's
gone elsewhere.
Struggled a wee bit this summer because
there's a universe that's opened.
It's a beast, isn't it?
I know.
We were there twice that last trip there.
Aye. Brilliant universe, man. It's so good.
I just couldn't believe the sheer size of it. Like when you go, say if you go in a wee bit early and the stairs haven't filled up, you kind of like, oh, it's quite big. And then when you go in, you see actually every square inch of it gets packed.
Almost
oversold, almost you would say.
It's crazy. It's crazy they pull these sort of numbers. That many people every night. Do you know what I mean? That's seven nights a week. The full summer.
What was the first time you played a venue in Ibiza?
It was
2021. 2022. Bora. The old it's closed down now, but it was Bora. It was quite a big beach club.
Is that a big moment for you guys?
Yeah, aye.
Because you guys would have been to Ibiza many times to party on holiday.
That was the first time.
Never been.
Oh wow, really? So you hadn't been there on holiday, but you got to go and play there first. That's unreal.
Play there, and then we used it as a holiday.
I wonder how many DJs would be able to say that.
I know.
They probably grew up maybe going there, but you guys can jump.
I'd been to Ibiza, but I hadn't been to party. Like I went to my dad, like I don't know, I was like 14 or 15.
As like a wee guy, yeah.
Aye, I wasn't drinking or anything like that, but
I think since then, about 3 years, we've been about 20 times or something.
Aye, I know.
Well, it's like the home of like what you guys are all about, and it's kind of that earmark of like DJs that get flown out there are the ones that are like leading from the forefront in the scene.
No, definitely. All the biggest DJs in the world are playing every night. So I think that's always been that sort of ultimate goal for us since we first went, was we want our own residency in like one of the big clubs, and I'd be finding that's every DJ's goal, I suppose.
That'll come in time as well. Have you ever rubbed beef fat on your face? Sounds crazy, but that's exactly what I've been doing since January. Those that know me well know that I'm all about removing toxins from my life. Things like getting a filter from my tap water, not eating ultra processed foods in my diet, even spraying aftershave on my clothes rather than on my skin. And that got me thinking, if I'm not spraying aftershave on my skin because of it disrupting my hormones, what on earth am I putting on when it comes to a moisturizer? So when my good friend Adam Ash and previous guest on the podcast launched No Tox, it was a no-brainer. It's made from all natural ingredients, mainly from raw honey and beef tallow, and my skin has never looked better. If you want to benefit from the tallow glow and remove toxins from your life, then hit the link in the show notes to notoxskincare.co and use the code Colin15 for 15% off. We were chatting over the summer, Gio, and you were going to play underneath Hannah Lang at High. What was that like?
That was probably one of the maddest ones. Like, see, getting that offer in, playing High, that was just some feeling. Like, that's the sort of stuff you dream about, like the number one club in the world.
I got a wee list in my phone of like all my goals, and it was like lifetime goals. And it was like Hi Ibiza and like some of the thing with the nightclubs in Ibiza. Like, obviously never thinking I was going to achieve that like this year. I thought that would be maybe like 4 or 5 years away.
So it's happened faster than planned.
It's happened,
yeah. I know. And then we ended up playing there 3 times this summer.
3 times.
3 times.
Not just once.
Always on the Monday after
Hannah.
Or before Hannah.
Hannah's always got us on, supported us so much. So we're really grateful for what she's done for us.
She's smashing it as well.
Yeah, because obviously you managed to go full time quite fast in the grand scheme of things. I heard that it took her like 5 or 6 years, but she's almost on like such a trajectory now that once you get through that little bit, it's just all up from there.
I think we were lucky because we had the events brand as well. She's like only just started with and was just like solely a DJ at first. So
and she's been putting in the graph for years. I don't think a lot of people realise how long she's been doing it for. Like, I think she'd done a season in the Highlander for like years.
Wild.
Like if we didn't have the events, it'd probably just be like this year we could have went full time just DJing. Do you know what I mean? Because we get paid from an event company.
It gives you that extra bit of income to make it all happen as well. Yeah, it's funny, like people see Hannah Lang on like Clyde 1 now or whatever, and they're like, oh, she's made it, but it was all the stuff before it.
Yeah. She was DJing in the Highlander for like 9 years in a row or something like that.
You guys have played there as well, haven't you?
Almost
like a warm up before. It's just all Scottish, isn't it? Like it's just everyone will know you as well.
The crowd's always brilliant in there. Do you know what I mean? Because they all know you, and it's just good.
When you go down that strip, there's nowhere else really busy apart from the Highlander. It's just rammed every night.
Yeah, Ibiza's changed in that perspective because like more people stay in Boston now, whereas I think back in the day, like San Antonio, it's a bit cheaper as well. Like more people go there, but like we went down the strip last year. We were just there for lunch during the day up at Mambo. We're walking back down. It was quite quiet, and I was like, I remember this used to be like more rocking.
Quite nowadays.
I think the likes of a Universe, a High, a Schweier, it kind of takes away a lot of that. People go there now for
people used to go to the strip like till 3 a.m. every, like that was just where they used to go, but nobody really goes to the strip anymore. Unless they go to the Highlander and then they'll leave from the Highlander and go
to like the
clubs.
best clubs in the world at the other side of the island, you know what I mean? Like
with all the biggest DJs, like it's your sport for choice. Like like on a Monday you can go to DC10 or you can go to whatever, and you're like, this is insane.
It's mental.
You're almost struggling to pick what you want to do.
I know.
For you guys, what was the nerves like before playing High for the first time in July?
See, to be fair, I don't think I was nervous.
You felt more dialed.
We were more like buzzing, weren't we? Like,
nowadays, I don't really get nervous, but I did before. But I think it's just I feel like we're ready for the situations that we're getting now or the gigs we're getting. So I don't really.
It's doing the reps, isn't it? Like again, silly example given the podcast quite a lot, but the first time you did a barbell back squat, you were like knees shaking, and you were thinking like chest up, knees out, heels down. Whereas now you go in, you do it as you normally would. And I guess you guys are the same.
It's our job as well, so it's like you don't really get nervous to do your job. I mean, it's just used to it.
I think as well, like when we were playing in High, like we went to the Highlander before it for a few drinks, all our pals were there, then we get picked up in the Vito and all our friends came in it, and it was just like everybody was just buzzing. We were all singing in the way the gig and stuff, so that helps us quite a lot as well.
That energy is something else, isn't it?
Just having your pals there.
That last time I was gubbed going into High. We were at Ocean all day, and then Ocean, the Highlander, then Highlander at High. I was
the first 2 we were being sensible, and the third one like, fuck it.
We've done this before.
We went to Ocean Beach, went and played in the Highlander, went to Universe, and then went to High.
Oh, I went to Universe before High that night. I forgot about that.
Good thing you had a driver, boys. You've been stood in the taxi queues. That's the mad thing about Ibiza as well at the moment, because it's so busy. The taxi queues getting around, they're wild. So if you guys at least getting ferried around, you can jump between these venues.
But High just give you the rider, so our driver, so he just picks us up whenever we wanted that day.
Sorts you out. What song in High did you get the best reaction from? Did you really feel the kind of energy that? Because that club room's, I actually prefer that club room to the main room, because the main room you can basically can't move. And I feel like a I'm not a good dancer, but I want to bop about a little bit. Whereas like the club room, you feel like you get a little bit of space.
So
and
much
you,
energy.
Space, I know.
100%.
There's one of the tunes we played when I came to Spain. And I saw people partying.
Oh yeah, what the fuck? Yeah,
what the fuck? That was quite a good one. I don't know, I just felt like the right tune to play.
Did you just pick that one up? You're like, you sense the crowd. You're like, this one.
Kids one done good as well.
Kids one done well. Always does.
Yeah, and when you get that reaction from the crowd, do you almost have to go harder next, or like how do you judge what you do off the back of something like that?
It's like we don't want to go too hard too early, then it sucks the energy out of people when you play a softer tune. So I think we'd be like sort of building it up throughout the set, dropping a few sort of.
What I used to do is like if you would play like a good tune, like one of the big ones, and then I would go straight in and play one of my big ones. But then I've realised like you can't just keep playing like your best tunes. You need to just kind of
give my break,
like, see out a wee bit.
Yeah, that's cool because I was listening. This is a long time ago. DJ from Newcastle called Christoph. He ended up playing for Eric Pritz, and he was saying that the kind of
is he from Newcastle? That?
I think so. Yeah, Christoph. Yeah, I think the general rule of thumb he was saying was that if you're on first and say you're on at midnight and they're on at 3, you can't absolutely you can't absolutely can it. Otherwise, they'll be a bit pissed off.
Yeah, definitely.
But like you almost warm up the crowd a little bit. But your stuff's like hard, isn't it?
Yeah.
So like, how much warming up can you give them?
Oh, we can definitely go hard, but like for sets like before Hannah and stuff, you would definitely rein it in.
Still kind of respect it, but a lot of people don't respect the warm up at all anymore. Just like go for it before their set, which is
to be fair. If I'm turning up at 1 a.m. to High, I'm probably ready to enjoy
what
myself.
we normally do is like we'll maybe either start hard or start bouncy and then like go into hard like halfway through our set and then bring it back down just before the DJ comes on.
Tunes bring it down just to calm it down a bit, and then obviously the headliner's coming on after you.
Yeah, that third time in High, obviously you're absolutely flying before you get into the booth and you go. I listened to a podcast with Rossi recently.
Right.
He was with is it Daddy Wellness, the guy that does
that's brilliant.
They were in Ibiza for a full month, him and his pals, Moose or whatever the other guy's called. And
funny,
he was speaking to Rossi, and Rossi was saying he did 75 hard during touring, which is obviously such an intense level of like health and fitness.
That'd be solid.
How would you guys find the sort of fitness lifestyle alongside?
So well at the start of the year we done a High Rocks in March.
Class. In Glasgow or
Glasgow,
class. I bet there's people probably wanting photos with you. They're like, are you Jezza Jod? You're like, yes.
And we wore two bright pink party sort of activewear t-shirts when we
just
done
before we brought out the activewear stuff. We had like
a soft promo, boys. I like it.
It's good.
But we trained really hard for that one up until March, and then I think that's when the sort of summer season started coming in. But for us, like fitness alongside this is really important for us. Like just you need to find that balance, otherwise you just end up.
During the summer, I wasn't really smashing it as much as I normally do because we were in Ibiza like nearly every single week. So you'd come back, you'd go to the gym like twice, and then you'd be away again. Do you know what I mean? So it's hard to get a routine.
Well, do you know what I mean? It's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesdays you're playing in Ibiza, then come back and it's a weekend, and then you're playing somewhere else, and then
you know what it's like when you come back from Ibiza.
It's so hard to get yourself back on track. Like I'm a big believer, the sooner you get into routine, the better, because everything comes back, your hormones, your dopamine and stuff like that comes back to a normal level. Whereas the longer you delay it, the more you're like, even if it's a bit of a rubbish gym session. I think I saw Doco after that last trip, and he was like, I've not had a good gym session like a week. But I was like, but at least you're turning up because you're getting closer to the good gym session.
Better than not doing it at all.
You always say like when you've been off it for 2 weeks, that's when you start.
That's because I've not been on it, so it's nearly 2 weeks now. So I think the first weekend you're kind of just getting back into it, but after the second weekend, that's when you start like flying again. Like
it's momentum, isn't it? Yeah.
That's what I feel like. But even what we were saying to each other, like even during that summer, I think we managed to do like a 5k at least once.
I saw the stories on Instagram.
At least once a week.
We're trying to start like we still are. We're trying to start like a run club and just build a wee community and going out runs every Friday morning. We're calling it BPM Run Club because it's like your beats per minute with your heart rate and your music. Do you know what I mean? So it's linked.
No, it's really important for us like to sort of stay fit as well. Like especially in this industry, it can swallow you up if you just.
You get the scare stories, don't you? I was in Ibiza last summer and I saw one of Jack Master's last gigs at High, and then like 2 or 3 weeks later he tragically passed away, and that's kind of a warning sometimes if people take it.
I feel like the scene's a bit better now as well. Like all DJs are into their fitness. Like you've got Josh Baker, he's out doing High Rocks, he's
vlogging it all the time as well, which kind of shows people what he's up to. In the same way you guys, I think one of your vlogs is the High Rocks thing, so it shows that you guys do that.
But like your old DJs like Scream, Jack Master, Seth Troxler, they used to just smash it for like 5 days in a row or whatever, like constantly, like every week.
It's not sustainable, man. If we want to keep doing this for years to come.
Seen,
like, if you're just on it all the time.
Josh Baker said as well, he's like, the big reason he doesn't get on it is because everything just gets filmed now. So like if there's a big camera in your face, if you're fucked or whatever, you're just going to go on TikTok. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
true.
That's another
Imagine
reason
the comments on that.
I know.
Have you seen like every time Max Dean plays, it's like Max Dean
off
the
his
trending
face.
search at the bottom, Max Dean off his face.
We've been quite lucky not to get anything like that so far.
No face, no case. Sunglasses on, boys. Yeah. No, it's funny because Rossi, Max Dean, and Luke Dean are all kind of from the same part of like southwest London or something like that, and they've kind of come up together. And it's kind of cool the way that you guys got your own wee group that you're on your way up with together too. And I guess that kind of matters for these guys because sometimes you can believe the hype or get carried away, but if you've got people in your corner that are maybe
It's
holding
funny,
you
like
down.
every single one of our pals DJ now. Like when we're out, there's about, or if we're at an afters or something, there's about 8 of us that can just jump on
Get
the
the
deck.
tunes
So I
on.
mean, like everyone's just doing it,
Aye.
which is good.
No, it's class to have that community, and I think it's having those people that can maybe tell you to rein it in if you've been sending a bit too much, or if you've got the run club on the Friday, he's like, Jod, you've been ripping the piss, mate. Make sure you're here on
Make
Friday.
sure you're there.
We do it on the Friday as well because that's before the weekend. Because I think if we'd done it on a Saturday or a Sunday, we'd be missing half the amount of people. Do you know what I mean? But,
Casualties.
Because it sets you up nicely as well if you are going out that weekend. You know, you've got your running in the morning.
A bit of fitness.
You feel
I
like
think
a bit better.
in Ibiza there, we were doing like a run or going to the gym or something, and then you'd end up on it for fucking 2 or 3 days straight. So it's kind of pointless. But I think, it's
I
good
quite
to
like
get to
that. I used that Nirvana gym in Bossa on like the Thursday when I landed last time, and you get your workout and you kind of feel good. You're out in the sun, getting some food, and then you feel class, and then obviously you subtract away from that a little bit over the period, but you still feel good going into it.
I guess it's just a sort of discipline in it, like earning. You feel like you earned something. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and then we were talking ages ago, Gio, that you were doing some work with one of the first guests in the podcast, actually, Lewis McFarlane, for your kind of fitness. Has it been helpful having somebody that's maybe accountable to?
That's at the start of the year. I wasn't really happy with not even how I look, but like just I felt a bit like I could. We've been in the camera constantly. Like you want to look as good as possible, so I was like, I need to do something because I was going to the gym all the time, but I just wasn't seeing any progress. So I think I just needed somebody to steer me in the right direction and helped a lot because I was like 85 kg at the start of like November, December time, and then I got down to like 70 kg, so I lost like 15 kilo.
I saw the before and after. You were looking ripped
in a couple of months. But then I think this summer I've put half it back on. But no, it's helped massively. It's just having somebody to hold you accountable and just constantly checking on you.
It's just the habits, isn't it? Because like when you come back from Ibiza, like you say, the last thing you want to do is train. But if you get somebody being like, you're checking in on Saturday, what are your stats? And you're thinking, I better have a couple of gym
a
sessions.
Chinese and Indian and Nando's since I got back.
the comfort food as well. In terms of when you guys are prepping for events then and thinking about events, is there anything else that goes into it apart from the music itself? Are you thinking about like the lights or the visuals or the kind of...
So we actually had a meeting in the SEC on, what was it, Tuesday? With a guy called Ocean. He runs Visual Spectrum. And he's doing all the production for our SEC show. So like we get to have a say in what we want and all that, and he was in like designing all, and we sat with a laptop and he was going through all the different designs for it. So
I think the reason our events have always done so well as well, because like we want to give the customer more than they're expecting. Like so they've paid for their ticket. Like some tickets are quite expensive nowadays, but like you're putting so much into production, like the planning. Like we've been planning this for like 3-4 months now. Just like
every one on November
22nd November. We've been planning like every sort of detail, every light that's in the place. Like we've went for site visits a couple of times now. We just want to get it right, and it's not just about like the lights and the sound. Like it's about everything. Like the time people spend at the bar, like the branding, like people feeling that they're at something like a festival. Do you know what I mean? It's and then obviously merch and stuff as well. Like
someone that we're teamed up with at this SEC show. She went to the Fred Again one. Like we were a bit gutted at the fact that was the first show before ours, but then
that came out of nowhere though, didn't it? Like he just announced that.
But it worked out better because like we got some feedback.
Like we got to go down and pick out all the mistakes at the like.
I was speaking to you. I was there on the Friday, and I was speaking to you on the Saturday, and I was talking about how many people I saw in the party merch as well. Like at the bar, just out like tons of the pink ones and a couple of the Brazil ones. That was one of your kind of iconic ones.
They stand out, don't they?
Yeah, it's but how good's that people are turning up to watch another DJ wearing your shit? like they're proper repping, which shows kind of maybe the impact that you guys have.
I think as well we've spent so much time on like the fit and the look of it. Like we wouldn't put out anything that we wouldn't wear ourselves. So like it's good to see that everybody else likes that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. What's been your favourite design?
Dylan was asking us.
It's got to be the OG sort of the first jersey we done. See the Inter Milan style one,
The black and the blue.
That's probably the most like iconic one we've done, and I think it just there's something about it.
This is a new one that we've got as
Coming
well.
soon.
We're trying to go into more sort of streetwear and sort of move away from the sort
Clothes
of
that you
merch.
could wear out rather than just wear it like a rave or whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Try and be a bit more
Yeah,
fashion.
because you've got the jackets as well, which coming into Scottish winter, people are gonna they're gonna want not
Yeah.
just for going to the
Aye,
rave,
we've
probably for out and
We've
about.
got jackets, we've got body warmers, big Sherpa hoodies and all that coming out. So
Nice,
aye,
nice. I'm looking forward to seeing them.
Dylan, who does it all, he's fucking one of the best in the game, man. So he's really good at all that stuff.
Again, we were chatting before we recorded, and I was saying about when the podcast reached the kind of milestone of top 1% on Spotify and Apple. Long before that became the case, I had to act like I was a top 1% podcaster. So the thumbnails, the clips, how I prepare for the interviews, how I communicate, how I talk. It's the same for you guys. If you guys want to be this huge events brand, huge group of DJs, you almost need to have all the optics around it. So the videography for the YouTube channel, the quality of your reels on Insta, the style and the kind of version of the merch that you guys put out there, it all needs to be out the top bag. And I think if people looked from afar and they looked in, they almost at times assume you're bigger than you are, because eventually you will become that size because you've acted like it before you became it.
Yeah.
I know, what's that saying? Fake it till you make it as well. It's kind of like that, isn't it? Like,
Yeah.
not that you're faking it, but I just mean
No,
like,
of course. Like, Gio knows Adam Ash from the gym, and he's got No Talks, this huge skincare brand. And we were talking about being it before you become it. So you just have, like, it is fake it till you make it, but it's just a slightly nicer version. And you're just like, I'm trying to be that guy, and then eventually I'll just become him. Like, if I act like it the full time, it becomes inevitable.
Aye,
like,
no,
you
it
kind
becomes
of
a
blink in
reality.
6 months'
I
time,
know.
you're like, that perfect word there, John. Like, it becomes the reality. So you guys are acting like the way that you should be in 5 years' time. And then in 5 years' time, it'll be like, oh, well, of course they got there because they just followed all the steps that the person that would become that would do.
that's like that Atomic Habit books is just putting that 1% in every day. It's going to like amount to something.
I think as well, Ollie, is like, if you're your own boss at this age, it's very easy to just like not show up every day. Do you know what I mean? But Ollies are in the office every day for 10, 11 in the morning to 5 at night or later. Sometimes we stay in like 8, 9 at night. You know, just like working constantly. Like, I think it's that the sort of we've reaped the rewards of that now.
Yeah, it all pays off. And since going self-employed in July, I didn't realise how much you can always feel like you're doing something. And it's actually the harder part sometimes is pulling yourself away to enjoy it. So at least I think with you guys, you've got the event that's like to work towards, and then you can enjoy that. Whereas sometimes for me, I feel like sometimes I'll log back on the laptop and I'll be like, there's always something to do, like upload a new short, or
it's like
something
him,
else.
man. He'll be.
Like,
Do you find it hard to switch off?
Like
I find it really hard.
12 o'clock at night, I'm in my bed or whatever, and he's
sending
sending
in
lineups and all that stuff.
First
You're
thing
the
I do,
Excel wizard.
first thing I do when I wake up in the morning is just I'm just thinking, what can I do? Like what am I going to do today? And then when I'm going to bed, try to switch off. I'm just like writing stuff in my notes. I'm sending stuff into the chat. It's like, oh, should we do this? Should we do that? Nobody's answering me. I'm better go to bed.
Yeah.
But it's just became sort of like an obsession. I'm just constantly thinking like, how can we make this better? How can we take our brand to the sort of next level?
Yeah, and I think that sort of hunger is important, and then it's about bouncing off each other and everyone help. Like Jod, you helping him relax at different times, and then Gio, you helping the others push on when maybe they're getting a bit more calm. And there's a quote I think you'll like, Gio. It's from Tim Cook from Apple. He said, "The tools will be heavy, but they'll feel light in your hands." So some people would never want to take on the responsibility you do. Maybe they'd like the glitz and the glam and the fun part, but the stuff behind the scenes that's like hard and heavy work, it seems like you're getting a buzz from doing it.
I
So that's where you
wouldn't
can-
like to do his job, but
That's the competitive advantage though, Jod. Like,
it, you know what I
and
mean?
there'll be somebody that like couldn't possibly imagine the energy and the focus you need to bring to a DJ set, but they quite like the trappings or the fun part of it. And you're like, no. Like, there's so much that happens behind the scenes that you'll do willingly because the juice is worth the squeeze. And it's I'm a big believer that anyone listening to this, regardless of what you're focusing on and what you're into, find the stuff that you can do that's almost a little bit fun, and it's your competitive advantage. Like for me, like getting up and talking in front of a crowd about sales or teaching somebody how to get more prospects, more meetings, I get such a buzz from that. But there'll be people who like couldn't imagine anything worse. So I couldn't do what they do. Maybe they're amazing at Excel and fucking planning and stock and ordering stuff. So in the way that Doco's organising the fucking bus for the festival,
Aye.
you could be like, mate, I would hate to be negotiating with mechanics or ripping out the seats or planning how we're gonna put the decks. Whereas he's like loving that part of his job. So it's about finding the right people, like square pegs and square holes, round pegs and round holes, not the other way around.
I think because there's 5 as well, we've all just kind of naturally, we're all good at our own thing. We've all just kind of fitted into a role. But I think as well, because there's 5 we're like 5 times more ambitious. Like we've all got our own idea where we want to be. So I think we're all just collectively going towards.
Because there's times as well, some people won't really be that ambitious or like motivated. Then when we all have our meetings, we all come together and it kind of picks us up.
We go through seasons in life, and I think it's formalising how we can come together. Like if you've got a Friday meeting after the run club, when like maybe you're the one that's like on it this week and being like, right guys, we need to do this.
Aye.
It's so important. Like you almost talk about like dovetailing. So like when one's down, the other's pushing you up. When one's up, the other one's keeping you level, and bouncing off each other that way. One of the questions I was thinking about before I started was your inspirations as DJs. But we'll go a bit further than that. And do you know the statue in Mount Rushmore in the US? It's got 4 presidents' faces. It's in South Dakota. It's like carved out of a hill. So it's like Abraham Lincoln, Thomas Jefferson, Theodore Roosevelt, and I think the other one's George Washington. Who would be your 4 faces on there? I'll let you do 2 each.
I think for me, George Heaton's got to be one of them. I think I love the way he runs his business and brand, and at the same time, he's so like
you really look up to him.
Like his fitness is on point. He always goes runs and stuff. I just really like that sort of style.
He's jacked as well, isn't he?
That sort of lifestyle. And he's a cool cunt. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's my one. Have you got one?
I don't know. Business wise,
pick somebody from business, then we'll pick somebody from music. If it's easier, Jod, go straight to music if that's helpful.
Business wise, that's the one that just comes to mind. I listened to his podcast ages ago, and that kind of got me thinking about like a business mind's 50 Cent. Have you ever listened to his book or read it or listened to his audiobook? He's got such a business mind. I think that's one of the first guys I listened to that made me think like to become like an entrepreneur or something like that. Like gave me that kind of business mind. So maybe him. He's a genius.
He's up there. Yeah. And he's obviously so resilient as well, going through what he's gone through too.
Aye.
Could you something from the music world? Who's a DJ you'd love to play back to back with? All 3 of you play back to back. I
was just thinking like one that's really good is I Hate Models. He's like had such a prolonged career, and he's just like the energy, his brand, like everything about him was just so good, and that's why he's lasted so long, and he's stayed at the top of the game for so long. Like he's probably one of our favourite DJs to see as well.
In terms of the music,
and he's like sort of stayed true to himself as well the full time. He's not like changed his style due to the trends or whatever. He's just sort of stayed true to himself, and he's smashing it still. Like he was probably one of the first hard sort of techno DJs I went to see, and he's still on the scene, still at the top.
If you're new to the podcast, make sure you've hit the subscribe or the follow button on whatever platform you're listening on, so I can keep getting fantastic guests just like this one.
In terms of that staying true to yourself, have you guys ever felt pressure to do something that's not in alignment with what you guys want to do?
I mean, all the time I think for us, we've always just focused on ourselves. Like we're just going to do what we love doing, and that's going to get us to where we want to be, sort of thing.
Yeah, definitely. Jod, who's on the mountain for you?
Out of the DJs, like I don't know, I love Camel Fit, but maybe like a Screamer, a Jackmaster or something. That's the like very first DJs I ever seen. Well, I'd seen like Oliver Heldens and that in like 2015, but the first proper one I went to Riverside Festival, and it was.
Remember how good Riverside used to be?
Jackmaster and Screaming. That was like got me into.
Did it get cancelled last year? I can't remember. Didn't sell enough tickets.
I don't think it got cancelled 2 years ago, but there was nothing last year.
That's a shame because Glasgow needs that.
Mm-hmm. Like, no.
Obviously, you guys have stepped into the void with something like the Braehead Arena one was massive, and then obviously you've got SEC, but that used to be such an event on the calendar. Like it was always May Bank Holiday, wasn't it?
That was where me and Jod actually first proper became pals.
Riverside.
Oh, really?
At Riverside Festival, we were just the two. I always played football, so I never really got on it. Then I was on it at that festival, and he was just purely constantly like, "You're right, just like, what you doing?"
I think I was worried about
that.
We ended up going to the after party and all that, and I'd never really done something like that before. But
when you're focused on football, it's hard to have that element, and you kind of got him on the journey.
I led him down a bad path.
So maybe Screamer Jackmaster be on the
probably
mountain.
Jackmaster. I mean, at that Riverside, it was like he played a tune called Dennis Saltwell's Only Real. It was like a big track, but halfway through it was like this big message, and it was a woman speaking. I'm sure it was like the war in Palestine. And it was like audio, like the words were on the screen, and it was this woman speaking. It was like a proper message he was sending out, like while he was DJing. It was
some sort of political message as well, and you're like, that takes talent to do that, because the crowd are
like,
there to dance, but then you're talking to them on a deeper level.
Like, so he's not just thinking about like the music he's playing and all that. He's actually sending out messages like while he was playing.
Yeah, that's sick to be fair. Yeah, cool. One of the big questions I've got for you boys is obviously this huge event at the SEC. What's next beyond that? What's got you excited?
I don't know. It's hard to see beyond something like that. See something you've been working on for ages.
That's the biggest we've done.
Like 12,000 people.
12,000. We've done the Hydro last year, which was 6,000, and we thought that was massive. And then this one just 12,000. It sold out in a day.
A day, boys.
A day.
I know.
Do you ever pause and realise how mad that is?
I think a lot of people.
There's some football teams that can't get 12,000 to their stadium, and you get 12,000 people coming in.
Because the same happened when we sold the Hydro out. We had like 20,000 on the waiting list, and then obviously the SECs came, and we've done the exact same, sold out within a day.
I think for us, we never really like praise ourselves as much as we probably should. But a lot of the time, people are saying like, "Oh, you're just smashing it." But in the back of our heads, we're probably thinking, "No, we're not," because we're not where we want to be yet. Do you know what I mean? We've got obviously big goals in that. So,
what are some of the biggest ones you want to work towards?
Our residency in Hï Ibiza.
Residency in Hï Ibiza, and just like sort of taking PRTY our PRTY brand to the world.
Getting it a wee bit more into Europe and getting it like
Yeah, because you've played like Amsterdam, you've played Tenerife was NRG, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So like you have been into Europe. Is there other stuff you want to do there?
Good to like crack like Germany, like Australia and stuff like that. Just get into these type of places.
I've heard South America's maybe really good for
like Colombia and stuff.
Every day over there is like, because they're quite poor, like they save up for ages to go to these things, so when they go, they fucking go for it.
It's like their big thing.
Aye. I'd love to go. I'd love to do South America.
Good to take the events brand there, and then obviously us as DJs to get to there as well. So
yeah, what's so cool is that you've got the events with the DJing, and you were saying earlier that was a big factor, and you've been able to go full time. So it's cool that they're both fueling the same fire, and I guess you guys getting recognised grows the events business, and then the events business growing.
Because most DJs don't start their events brand until they're at a certain level, whereas we've always just had our events brand, and our events brand was probably bigger than us at a stage. Do you know what I mean? So we've already got it there. So when the time's right, like we'll be the face of party now, but like we'll be headlining like
huge events that you've put on as well, which is that must be such a buzz too.
I know, it's good. You know, the hard work. You don't realise the amount of work that goes into sort of events before it. When we're looking from an outside perspective, like every single email and that you need to send, like organising everything down to like the wristbands people are going to get, who's scanning the tickets, just like the other wee small things that you wouldn't realise. Yeah.
I know there'll be some young people listening. I know you guys have been into some of the schools, kind of like Western Bartonshire, talking about DJing. What would your advice be to a young aspiring DJ?
Start producing as quick as you can. If you're interested, I wouldn't even focus so much on being a DJ right now. I just nail the producing, because you can pick the DJing up quicker than you can pick the producing up, and producing is the most important thing. So
that's coming up with the songs, coming up with the beats,
making your own music.
It's going to take. It's the longest part. It's going to take you a good bit of time. So the quicker you start, the easier it's going to be for you.
Anything else you'd give them the Geo? What would you tell them to do?
I think as well, just go for it. Like, don't really care what other people think of you, because obviously in Glasgow it's quite bad. In Scotland, like the Redis culture, like just
trying to embarrass somebody out of doing something different.
Like doing something different, like just do what the fuck you want to do.
Yeah, I guess maybe one of the benefits of you doing it during the lockdowns was there was maybe less eyes, because maybe less people knew unless they went to the event that you were trying to DJ. So in the early days, when maybe you're not as good as you are now, you didn't get the kind of people shouting you down and be like, what are you doing that for? Like, I had it with the podcast, like, oh, why would you do that? Like, you're talking to somebody in your bedroom, what are you doing? And then now I get to go Dubai, Marbella, Mallorca, do podcasts, and it's unbelievable. It feels amazing. I'll try and do one in Ibiza next year. Maybe we'll go at the same time. There's a studio there actually.
Get that done on the first day, but before.
Oh, yeah, 100%.
That in Diversifying open studios up in there, Artcore or something it's called.
Yeah, that really cool, because obviously there's so many interesting people to speak to there. There was a guy, I've lost his name, but he used to run up a thing called the Funky Room at Pasha.
Right.
He was on a podcast of a guy that I know really well. He's got a massive show called Eventful Lives podcast. Dodge Woodall. Have you listened to that? Dodge, great. Like, I got to know him a couple of years ago when he came on mine, and he did like an Ibiza tour. So he had like, obviously likes like Wayne Lineker, Terry Truman, that own like Old Beach and stuff like that. But then he had like a lot of people that are like niche characters in Ibiza that have lived out there for years. And this guy ran the Funky Room in Pasha, and it was like this kind of like private mad room. And I remember like seeing the VIP at Pasha when you go into the toilet. There's like rooms off to the side. And like some of the doors opened, and it was interesting stuff going on in there. and he used to run one of those rooms. It was like a pure exclusive party. So if you got invited there, it'd be like like your night would take a bit of a turn.
Yeah.
There's one of them in Universe as well. It's called The Apartment.
Oh, interesting.
There'd be mad stuff going on in there. Right?
I don't know. Not been in yet. I tried to get in the last time there, but get knocked back.
You just have to keep growing, and then next time they'll be like, "Oh, it's Jod," then you come.
It's a girl that deals with Jodie, her name is.
Yeah.
She's like the book manager of Hi Universe in Ushuaia. So I met her there and I was talking to her, and then she went away and I went, "Are we getting in the apartment tonight? You're going to take us whatever?" And she just patched her message. I was like,
next time.
They must get so many people asking.
100%. You're going to become undeniable though. That's the thing, and you're going to be able to do all these mad events. Last question for you boys is a bit of a reflection. So much has changed over the last 5 years. Pumping Doco's dad Jenny up the he made sure I mentioned that, by the way. Up the Humphrey, running these big events, illegal raves, obviously graduating to where you are now. What would success look like in 5 years' time? If we were sat here in 2030, what would you have wanted to have achieved in that time?
I think personally for Jezza Jod, like as DJs, we'd want to be like doing tours all over the world, like as headliners.
Australia, Colombia and all that.
Yeah, just for Jezza Jod that have us with PRTY like bringing party with us, like so Jezza Jod presents party or whatever, or like bringing our whole team, all our friends and that with us all over the world. I think that's the best thing.
I think I saw like 100 odd people went for the first time you went to Ibiza, like all your mates, like that. Like that must have felt so cool.
It was, and
We've got a big picture. It's up in the HQ, and it's just all of us, and there's hundreds of us in this Bora Bora, and there's just me and you at the back.
I think
DJing.
The best feel in the world, just like bringing your pals and your family as well all over the world with you and getting to see places you've never seen before. So I think that's just the ultimate goal.
And then in 5 years' time, party residency in Ibiza. Doable.
Party festival all over the world.
I can see it all happening, guys, and it's so cool to look at the journey. And I'm sure we'll do another couple of podcasts down the line, filling in on where we are at different stages of the journey.
Yeah.
I've loved having you guys on. Hope you've had a good time as well.
Yeah, definitely.
If the listeners want to have a conversation with you, if they want to find out more about your stuff, where should they head towards?
So you can get us on Instagram at Jezza Jod, and our PRTY is at PRTY_events.
Amazing.
We've also got a website, PRTYevents.com.
.co.uk.
Cool. And we'll link that in the show notes, guys. And I was talking to Gio before I hit record. If the best comment on YouTube, I'll let you guys pick it. You'll give away maybe one bit of PRTY merch, something like that.
We'll fling in one ticket as well for the sold out SEC show.
Right, okay. For the 22nd November. So best comment. So comment. And we'll let you guys pick it. So whatever goes in the comments that you guys pick.
Funniest comment or best comment?
You choose, boys. It's your tickets to give away. We'll see what we do. So on the YouTube channel, guys, if you're listening on audio, jump across the YouTube channel, pop your comment in there, and we'll pick one for the ticket and a bit of merch as well. Boys, thank you so much for coming on, and thank you to the listener. I'll be back to speak to you all again very, very soon.